Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the 9th part of What If Vegeta Turned Good in the SAIYAN saga. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
To begin, there is an inconsistency with the time between Dragon Ball Z and Super. Some sources say 6 months, while others say 4 years. I'll say it occurs 4 years after the end of Z because that means I can include a lot more things since it's a lot more time that passes. So Goten, Trunks and Nappa Jr. continue training and they train hard. They train much harder than they do in canon, and for the 3 kids they have a much stronger rivalry. Nappa Jr. has now surpassed Goten and is now equal to Trunks. These fighters are both capable of Super Saiyan 2 and Nappa Jr. has packed on quite a bit of muscle. This is due to the genes he's inherited from his father Nappa. Goten is slightly behind, but he does not want to keep things that way and desires to grow even stronger so that he can match his 2 other friends in battle. Vegeta has the power of Ultimate that he uses as a great alternative to Super Saiyan 3. It gives him the same power boost with basically none of the drawbacks. With the potential unlocking from Old Kai, he is significantly stronger than Goku, who wishes to surpass him with his own strength. Nappa has been training quite lightly and isn't as obsessed with growing his strength as Goku and Vegeta. He still trains with them a moderate amount, but he takes a much bigger role with his family than the other 2 Saiyans. Vegeta has hit quite a plateau as he realises that there basically isn't another Super Saiyan form for him to use. Therefore he takes a spaceship and heads to Yardrat with Goku to learn some more techniques. Learning basic spirit control, the 2 Saiyans both learn the technique of forced spirit fission and cloning. Cloning seems like a good technique that could disorient an opponent, and they are keen to use it against any foe that shows up. Soon after, Beerus makes his appearance at Bulma's birthday party and the same mayhem occurs. This time he goes directly to Earth since Goku isn't on King Kai's planet. This time Nappa Jr. and Trunks seem much keener on battling him. Nappa Jr. flies forward in Super Saiyan 2 and throws a multitude of blows before connecting with a punch that Beerus lets him land. It lands on his face, but then Beerus knocks him out with an insanely light tap to his neck. Trunks leaps right over him as he slides back and slams down a punch that Beerus parries, then taps him in the stomach with his fingertips. This attack knocks him out also. Vegeta, why do you let these weaklings face me? They say you're the strongest, so battle. Do you even remember me? Beerus asks, shoving Good Boo to the side. I know just who you are, Beerus. You humiliated my father just how Frieza used to. You rubbed his face in the ground countless times, Vegeta says back to him with his arms crossed. Looks like you have some pent-up anger. Take it out in a battle, Beerus says, making a stance. Vegeta exhales calmly before closing his eyes. Just as he does this, his hair switches to gold and he enters his basic Super Saiyan form. Suddenly, he zooms forward and punches Beerus right off the ship. They begin battle and Beerus can tell that he is much stronger than any of the other fighters that attempted to fight him before. Vegeta shouts while shooting forward a punch, but Beerus swivels over his strike to then shoot down a kick to the top of his head. This attack holds Vegeta down and he's only able to stop himself once he is mere inches from the water below him. As he stops himself, the water shoots back up onto his back, then Beerus shoots down a miniature purple ki blast that he forms with his index finger. Vegeta catches it and thinks that it's weak due to how Beerus formed it and from its size, but he is quickly plunged into the water. The ball detonates as he is under the water and sends volumes and volumes of water soaring upward. Vegeta reveals himself from the water heavily breathing, then he lifts up so that he faces Beerus. You've seen only a mere fraction of my power, Beerus, Vegeta states. Have I? Show me everything that you have then, Beerus replies, making his stance. Vegeta roars as his hair returns to its usual black, but everyone can feel that he is vastly stronger. He soars forward and punches Beerus, but he doesn't move back at all. With his arm extended, Beerus swiftly dips down and shoots up an uppercut into his gut. Even though he is heavily suppressing his strength, Vegeta is knocked out after this single hit and Nappa teleports to then grab him. After this, Beerus talks of this Super Saiyan God that he has been seeing in his dream, and as a result they gather Shenron to get answers. This time Vegeta is the one to be at the center of the ritual. He's the strongest Saiyan and they believe he'll have the best chance of appeasing Beerus. Goku, Nappa, Trunks and Nappa Jr. perform the ritual and Vegeta is granted the power of the Super Saiyan God. His power is unbelievable to him and he faces the God of Destruction with this new power of his. So, shall we begin? Beerus asks. We shall, Vegeta shouts before zooming forward toward him. He startles Beerus by utilizing his cloning technique. He splits off into 10 identical versions of himself, but Beerus can see just who the real Vegeta is and targets him right away. He strikes him in the face and the other clones vanish as he lands this attack. He gives him a pretty large bruise, but Vegeta seems more than ready to carry on going. The godly beings continue their fight and Beerus is more entertained than he was in canon. Vegeta can seemingly go blow for blow with him and keep up somewhat well. Vegeta zooms forward in flight but then uses instant transmission to then appear behind Beerus. He hurls forward his fist in the form of a punch, but Beerus catches his surprise attack with ease. His grip on his fist is so tight that Vegeta can't retreat, then he kicks Vegeta in the face to hurl him upwards. While he is flying up, he blasts up and hits him with another attack that shoots him up even further. During Beerus' ascent up to him, Vegeta's hair switches back to gold before he blocks the next punch coming toward him. Beerus tries to land a hook, but then Vegeta uses instant transmission to appear below him. He now has his hands on a large golden ki blast that he holds up to Beerus. Big bang attack, he roars before Beerus is hit by the blast. It violently explodes and a bright golden light is given off, but Beerus is revealed to be almost totally fine. You look different, Vegeta. Your time as a god is over, Beerus states. Vegeta looks back to his aura and does notice that his red aura has faded, but this does not bother him. He zooms up again and tricks Beerus with 2 instant transmission feints to then land a straight blow to his gut. Subsequently, he slams a close-up ki blast into the god's face before getting kicked back more than 15 meters. Wow, you don't seem levels weaker than before. The power of the Super Saiyan God has now become your own, Beerus realizes. Vegeta smirks while letting off a light chuckle, then ascends into his ultra-powerful ultimate form. The others below can feel Vegeta's amazing strength and that he is leagues stronger than he was literally just minutes before. The battle carries on once again and it's a heated one. Vegeta continues fighting with resolution and determination since he wants to save the planet. Beerus continues in a controlled manner and is still heavily suppressing himself to give Vegeta the illusion that he's doing well. Now in the upper areas of the atmosphere, Vegeta's energy is dissipating as he is inhaling incredibly thin air, but Beerus seems relatively unaffected. Vegeta, now panting, charges forward with a scream and envelops in the power of Super Saiyan God once again. Invigorated by the form, he lands a full power strike that Beerus blocks with ease. He doesn't even move back and Vegeta is more than taken aback. He then tries to kick him but Beerus evades, then lands a quick strike to his chest that rattles his entire body. The strike is astoundingly powerful and Vegeta coughs out volumes of blood after receiving this. He reverts to his full-on base form, then Beerus forms his large purple ball of energy. He aims it right at Vegeta, then lets it fly down to his planet. Vegeta clashes with it and all he does is fall. No matter how hard he pushes, he simply can't push the ball of energy back up. This large, exhaustive battle has taken its toll on Vegeta and he is losing stamina fast. He coughs blood while holding this ki blast, but then he thinks of his family below on the surface, waiting for him to return. Losing everything he has worked to gain is something that he just can't stand to see become reality. No, Beerus, you won't take me out now, you won't, Vegeta roars. He screams at the top of his lungs and envelops in his godly state once again. Beerus actually starts to feel him pushing back the ki blast, and with a shove, he actually chucks it back toward him. Big bang attack, Vegeta shouts, pouring the last of his energy into this one attack. A massive red ki blast is shot toward the purple ki blast, and these 2 dense collections of ki detonate upon impacting one another. Vegeta is blown back by the explosion, and now that he's unconscious, he simply falls back to Earth with a weak smile across his face as he has accepted defeat. Beerus, simply blowing right through the explosion, smiles as he sees the Saiyan fall. Just like your father, unable to accept defeat, always fighting back even against insuperable odds for those you care about. Through that veil of solemnness, you care deeply, don't you, Vegeta? As Vegeta falls from the sky, Goku senses his falling ki signature and catches him with the use of instant transmission. Then he brings him back down to the ship and the God of Destruction Beerus saga pretty much ends here. Goku, Vegeta and Nappa are, unlike in the canon, handed the offer of divine training under Whis right away. Beerus is more than interested in facing Vegeta again and making him even stronger so that he can entertain him in a battle a little more. During this training, it becomes clear that Nappa is having the hardest time grasping the concept of Ultra Instinct. Of course, now they're starting off with the easier stuff, but even still, the act of trying to calm his mind in battle is completely alien to him. All three warriors have access to Super Saiyan Blue form, and Vegeta is still at the top of the ladder, being the strongest Saiyan alive. Goku has climbed, and the gap between them is slightly narrower from Goku's new resolution, but the gap is still present. Nappa is a decent bit weaker than Goku overall, but his raw strength is on par and even slightly higher than Vegeta's. With the insane ki control from Super Saiyan Blue, he can control his ki into precise and controlled attacks even better now, amplifying his raw striking power. On Earth, like in canon, Frieza's soldiers invade Earth, but this time the main forces against them are the three Saiyan children. Nappa Jr. is eager to showcase his growing strength, and Goten wants to prove himself as being a formidable warrior worthy of respect from his Saiyan age mates. Nappa Jr. charges forward and in Super Saiyan takes out several enemies in a single advance. His arms become total blurs to the remaining soldiers, and there is little that they can do to stop him. As a larger and stronger soldier tries to attack him, he simply flies right over their punch to then knock them right out with a kick to the head. However, as he does this, the soldiers collectively realise that they stand no chance at defeating him in a fair battle and flop onto him in the hundreds. They close in on him so much that he's completely invisible from the outside, but he doesn't let this affect him. He initially struggles to be released, but then he uses the power of his Super Saiyan 2 transformation to force them all away. Successively, he throws punch after punch to take out these enemies, and these Saiyans are taking out these enemies at an alarming rate. In minutes, these foot soldiers are all eliminated, and the three Super Saiyan children land to face Frieza directly. Nappa Jr. is a considerable amount taller than his two close friends, and Frieza can see their striking resemblance of their fathers. Beside them is Gohan, who has also taken part in the fight. "It's you, Gohan," Nappa Jr. says in delight. "Yeah, let's get rid of this guy while we have the chance," Gohan says, in Super Saiyan also. The two Saiyans, Tagoma and Shisami, stand off against the warriors before they all engage in battle. Nappa Jr. and Trunks take on Tagoma while Gohan and Goten attack Shisami. Their fight shakes the surrounding area, and they all are incredibly powerful fighters. Gohan jumps over Shisami to then grab onto his arms. This makes him very vulnerable to attack, then Goten lands two straight punches to his gut to drop him to his knees. Finally, Gohan lands a powerful and precise neck chop to knock the man out. Tagoma charges at Trunks covered in blood and bruises, but Nappa Jr. launches his mouth bomb from behind to slam him into the ground. A relatively large explosion is given off that is quite bright, and Tagoma is left motionless and in critical condition. "Such powerful warriors," Frieza says, hopping right out of his pod. "It's you again, Frieza," Vegeta states, appearing right in front of the Saiyans behind him. "It is, stronger than ever and better than ever," Frieza says, opening his arms regally. "I will pulverize you, just like I did on Namek. You will pay for what you did to my people. Your actions are unatonable, and I shall take your life once again," Vegeta angrily asserts. Before Frieza can even take the chance to transform, Vegeta kicks him right through his pod and hurls him more than 100 meters away. He crashes through an entire mountain, and the rocks come crumbling down in a shower of stone. Nappa, seeing the chance to battle, steps ahead of Vegeta and cracks his knuckles. "Get rid of that sorry excuse for an emperor for me," Vegeta states. "Affirmative," Nappa replies, before powering up. His aura appears in its usual silver, but then blue particles of energy float around him and glow. His body cloaks in a gleam of blue light before shattering to reveal his new body in Super Saiyan Blue. "Let's do this," Nappa shouts, before leaping forward with such force that he cracks the ground. So that will conclude the 9th part of What If Vegeta Turned Good in the Saiyan Saga. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I should improve on for the next part. I hope you like this slightly longer format. I think I'll start making my videos around 14 minutes and above like I used to. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.